Ernest Hancock.
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us. But if we are to be prepared for it, we must first shed our fear of it. I stand here without fear because I remember that I am here not because of the path that lies before me, but because of the path that lies behind me. I remember that for 100 years we have fought these machines. And after a century of war, I remember that which matters most. We are still here! Today, let us make them remember. We are not afraid!
Welcome to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona. It's very nice indeed. I love Arizona. Even in the summer, if you got a pool, man, it's all good. So I'm trying to keep it, peaceful here, and us enjoy our life and everything. And the man there are so many things that happen on a regular basis that I kind of the epicenter of a lot of people coming telling me about different things that happen to them and what's going on and stuff that you're just like, it's a teeth grinder thing. But, good things happen. Good things happen. Like the Patriots win. So they're going to the Super Bowl for a replay of. Now take a look at this. Look, here, I'll do it on the back. Those on Justin TV, you can see the big version of it. It's the Ron Paul Patriot logo. Now, if you go and you do a Google image search on Ron Paul Patriot, and this logo will probably come out when you tell you the history. The Super Bowl in 2008 was here in Arizona. This was a big deal because that's where the Ron Paul little blimp balloons came from. Well, they came from I don't even know where they came from. We wound up ordering like thousands of them. I think we probably got 5,000-6,000 of them or more. It was a stupid number. It was they were like $2 and something a piece, and we spent, I think we accumulated like $11,000 to $14,000 worth. It was just, people wanted us to have them for the Super Bowl. So we had 5,000-6,000 of them or something. I can't even remember where they came from. But we still have a few hundred left, and we keep holding them back. I know a lot of you around the country want them. They go, oh, Ernie, we hear you got them, send them. I go, it's really simple. $2 a piece, $15 for shipping, they're yours. Until we get down to a certain amount, which we're about at, and then I can keep them for when I need them. They go, $2 a piece. I go, hey man, that's what they cost. Go find something. You find somebody else, do them in Taiwan or something, whatever. You can get them. You go right on ahead. But let me know, and I'll get some. But it was something on Daily Paul or on the internet. There was an opportunity to get these Mylar white Ron Paul blimp replicas they're about a 2-foot long blimp balloon. You put helium in them, and this is what our plan was, what we did. We did thousands of them. We got tank after tank after tank of helium. Heck, just the helium was expensive. Then we would fill them up, and we put monofilament fishing line as the line on it, and then it was probably like 12 feet long. So it was cheap. It wasn't, a big deal, and it was a good activist thing. So what we did is we took those, and we tied a paper clip at the end of it so that you could have the hook of the paper clip kind of thing, and some people just tied them. But what we did is we wrapped it around light poles, and then you just clipped it, and you let it go. The helium took it up to the top of the light pole, so you got light poles and telephone poles and all kinds of stuff around the stadium here in Arizona, Glendale, Arizona, which is a west suburb of Phoenix. You put these on light poles everywhere. I mean, the city was lousy with these Ron Paul blimps, balloons that they couldn't, I don't know how they got them down. They had cops out there with BB guns or something, because they were trying to get them down, but heck no. So we had thousands. They just kept going up. We put up on the site, I haven't looked this morning, somewhere on the front page, that on the Patriots one, I just put up, I didn't even get to see the game. I didn't get to watch the Giants game either. We're just so busy doing stuff and working in the, whatever. I didn't get to see either one, damn it. You know, do we even record any of them, Donna? Yeah, just so we're done. You know, we just whatever. And I heard it's great overtime games and back, but you know we were busy. So what we do is coming 2 weeks from now, we have the replay of the Patriots-Giants game. Now let me tell you some of the things that were going on. We had the Ron Paul limousine, the longest limousine on the planet. You know, was here during the Super Bowl. Now, the Arizona Breakfast Club you talk about sometimes was approached by the halftime show for the Super Bowl and asked us if we wanted to participate. So they're looking for, I guess, various groups, and I don't know how they got our name or something. They called me, would you guys like to participate in a halftime show where you go up and Tom Petty and Heartbreakers up there doing woohoo and you're cheering? Why, yes, we would. Yes, we would. So we went to all the rehearsals. There's probably 3 or 4 rehearsals, and the security and the background checks and all this other crap. So we're doing this and everything. Well, we showed up at the staging area, which was in Sun City West, or Sun City somewhere, and what they had is they got a big auditorium there and such, and we arrived, and they, right when after the first quarter was over, they're ready to start. Now, we had activists all over. We've been doing this for 3 weeks, man. We've just been cranking, because at the same time was also the golf tournament, the Phoenix Open. Well, this is a big woohoo shindig. Well, we had planes that were pulling banners around the golf tournament. We had signs up everywhere, constant, with the Ron Paul Patriot. And what it is, you know, the Patriot logo for the football team, we just put Ron Paul's stencil profile in there and made a Patriot, you know, Patriot, Ron Paul. That's where that came from. We just made it up in our studio. We just had all the guys, we just kind of drew it up on the wall and kind of, you know, fashioned it ourselves and had it custom. I mean, it's just one of those just activist things. Well, it took off, and we had it kind of, you know, done into T-shirt design and everything. It was very popular and still is. So what we did is we put these up everywhere over the weeks building up to the Super Bowl and with the Phoenix Open that same week. So it was party after party after party. When they were doing the golf tournament and everything, we were up at 4 in the morning, putting up everywhere, knowing that they were going to be up at least until mid-morning or noon, something. All the media, everybody saw it. You'll see some of the stories. I just did a Super Bowl week Ron Paul search on FreedomsPhoenix, and a bunch of the stories came up, and that's what I just put up on the site. And I just said, yeah, take a look. This is what we were doing. And it was Associated Press. They were commenting, wow, man, this place is lousy. Lousy with Ron Paul goodies everywhere. Yes, it was. Because we even had there was a lot of supporters. I mean, people came in with planes towing banners, but not only that. They have this technology that it's like dot matrix. You'll put a line of 4, 5, 6 airplanes, and there was some air show that was here, and these guys, and we raised some money and paid for that too, that they fly across the sky, and they have a computer that turns on and off the skywriting smoke stuff, and it's like a dot matrix, and you get letters it just like prints out on the sky. It's the coolest thing ever. So we had that. We had a bunch of stuff just being passed out, of course, and we had the big limo. So we're just tooling around and so on. We go to the staging area. It's into the first quarter. We go to get on the buses with the hundreds of people, all these buses, a dozen sheriffs, the deputies surround us. And at the last minute, oh, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to go. We're like, really? Well, we arrived in the Ron Paul limo. That might have been a clue. So they, for whatever reason, I mean, a lot of people they can't keep a secret, But, of course, we had wrapped around our legs all kinds of Ron Paul signs and the banners and all this stuff and the balloons deflated and everything, and we were going to inflate them. So in the halftime, you knew they were going to cut or whatever, because I remember during the rehearsals, they were doing a lot of shots from the rehearsals so that if something happened, and they probably do it anyway, they cut to some of their favorite shots of the rehearsals, to air in the live broadcast. Because of people like us, well, they definitely, at the last minute, they were like, nope, you're not allowed to play. So what did we do? We just circled in the limo the Super Bowl. And we had people inside at the game. I'll tell you about that when we come back in just a little bit.
Arizona has been one of the hottest real estate markets in the past, up until the last couple of years. Homes that were once going for $500,000 to $1 million in prestigious areas are now going for less than half of what the original purchase price was. That makes it a very good time to buy. So if you were ever thinking of retiring to Arizona's inviting climate and laid back and friendly lifestyle, now is the time. That's where I can help. This is Donna Hancock with Brangus Realty, and I have provided a way for you to search for properties that are of interest to you, all at your own convenience and without having to give out any personal information. Visit my webpage at donnahancock.com to start your search today. And when you're ready to make a move to Arizona's warm and sunny climate, please feel free to call or text me at 602-828-1819. Many are working hard to make sure Arizona is not only a beautiful place to live, but a free and peaceful one as well. So what are you waiting for? Make your move today by calling 602-828-1819, and don't forget to visit my webpage at donnahancock.com.
You know the Constitution like the back of your hand. You've read books, listened to podcasts, attended lectures, surfed websites, and watched videos. You've made liberty your life's goal, but something seems to be missing. Stickers from LibertyStickers.com. Exercise your freedom of speech with the world's most dangerous bumper stickers. That's LibertyStickers.com. But wait. There's more. You can buy Liberty stickers wholesale. Get them for 99 cents each when you put 100 or more in your shopping cart in any combination. Sell them or give them away. They're great for gun shows, flea markets, fairs, outreach, and more. Earn extra money, promote freedom, and spread the word. Need custom stickers, labels, or decals for your organization or business? Liberty Stickers makes them. Go to LibertyStickers.com to order or call 877-873-9626. LibertyStickers.com, the world's most dangerous stickers.
On Free Talk Live, we talk about investing in gold and silver as a hedge against inflation, investment, and barter currency. We've teamed up with Midas Resources to offer you some great rates on some hand-picked gold and silver pieces. U.S. Eagles, British Sovereigns, 20 francs, Lakota Nation silver rounds, Montana silver reserves, and Walking Liberty halves. Call 877-857-9938 or go to gold.freetalklive.com. The shipping is the same for 1 as it is for 20, so try to get as many as you can all at once. Gold.freetalklive.com.
Did you know that you can listen to LRN.FM 24/7 via our free-to-air satellite channel? From Mexico to Canada, our signal covers nearly all of North America. All you need is a view of the southern sky, an affordable receiver, and a dish as small as 30 inches. There are no monthly fees. Learn more at sat.lrn.fm. Plus, if you're a broadcaster or want to be one, this is a good delivery method for our content. See our coverage map and get details at sat.lrn.fm. That's sat.lrn.fm.
We live in an era of permanent warfare. America currently has soldiers and Marines deployed in Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Yemen, Somalia, Libya, and now expanding further into Uganda, South Sudan, Central African Republic, Congo, and Nigeria. Hi, this is Scott Horton, inviting you to tune into Anti-War Radio weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern Time here on the Liberty Radio Network, bringing you America's best journalists, columnists, lawyers, and activists on the subject of our overseas empire, its attendant domestic police state, and the folly of central banking, which makes it all possible. That's Anti-War Radio, Monday through Friday from noon to 3 Eastern Time here on the Liberty Radio Network, LRN.FM. Full interview archives can be found at antiwar.com/radio. Anti-War Radio, revisionist history in real time.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
Roads? It's the Ernest Hancock Show. Where we're going, there aren't any roads.
All right, a couple of roads for putting signs on. Yeah, we'll allow those, okay? Or the landing roads. That's right, where you come in. All right, let me tell you what's happened. At the Super Bowl in 2008, there were some guys that were in. They were sitting in the end zone. They had some of the signs, and they're ready. And you guys didn't go to the halftime. We were waiting for you. Everybody around the world was looking at the halftime Super Bowl. Oh, the Phoenix guys are going to give them what? Fur! And it didn't happen. We're like, damn it. Well, that's all right. We got backup. We got guys in the end zone with the signs ready to go up, and they chickened out because they were getting texts or whatever. And, oh, they stopped the police and, you know, and the sheriff's department, whatever. I mean, with guns, man. I mean, I'm standing there, I'm looking, I'm going, seriously? Seriously? You guys think you need, seriously? And they're like, hey, man, we're just, you know, keeping the peace, you know. I'm like, okay. Of course, when we went to rehearsals and so on, putting Ron Paul bumper stickers on all the, you know, bathrooms and bleachers and porta-johns and everything all the time probably, you know, wasn't a good idea. But, you know, that wasn't me. I mean, you know, the thing is I could have been all clandestine and said, look, don't be telling anybody. Don't be doing it. But they couldn't shut up. You know, you know, there's just one person in particular, and her initials are Andrea Garcia. Anyway, she's so open about this. She just got, she's so excited and just being real pain. But as we were in the auditorium waiting for the buses to go, they had the commercial. They were playing the Super Bowl up on the theater screen. And at that year, they had a bunch of, leading up to it or right before the game, they had Obama and Hillary commercials, you know, running for president. And everybody just kind of sitting there, whatever, and our whole crowd, they just couldn't shut up. They were like, oh, boo, making a big scene. Then you go into the bathrooms there. All the urinals had, like, these baseball cards that we had done up on all the other GOP candidates, and, you know, a picture of them, how stupid they are about some crazy thing they said or position they took, and they were in the urinals. They're in the back. I mean, it was activism. You know, our goal is to get in the Super Bowl. You guys are killing me. So, and I'm sure arriving in the big, giant, longest limousine on the planet, Ron Paul decked out kind of thing didn't help either. So whatever, you know, you know, it is what it is, and we'll see, and whatever. So we had fun anyway, because the big thing is that we had already had the impact before even then. It was just a celebration. It was just a party. Afterwards, as the Super Bowl is going on, and you still have press all over the place and the big shots and everything, we're circling the Super Bowl in the limousine. And the cops are following it. They're threatening us, pulling us through. You can't do this. I mean, they were freaked out. They did not like this at all. And it had built up because there was such a presence in every single way. Here was another one. We had these big orange, long... Donna, go get one of those trash can flyers for me, please. What we had is we had done this. I've seen it on the internet, you know, some kind of a... You know, like a PDF of a flyer that you could just, you know, put on doors or whatever or something. Ooh, here it is. Here we go. This right here is a flyer. Now put it up on the camera here so you can see it. Now, it just says, sorry we missed you, you know, and it goes through and it says, you know, all kinds of different stuff, and it has, like, Homeland Security logos on it. But it's a big orange flyer that when you go out to your trash can and it gets dumped, we wait until neighborhood has had their trash dumped, and then we go through and we just put them on the lid real quick. Don't even have to get out of your car. You could do thousands of these in, you know, a day by yourself. I mean, it's amazing, the activism thing. And we don't overuse this. We've only done it about 3 times in the past 5 years. Because whenever we want press, whenever we want to make a statement, whenever we just want to go, oh, man, you so deserve this, here we go, okay? Now, we've done QR codes that go to this site for Tempe. And we use this creatively. It's so bad that the media calls and tells us to stop. Let me tell you how this works. It has the Department of Homeland. Now, this one is one that we did for Fountain Hills for a trash thing, and it has a different logo on it, you know. But there's another one that has the all-seeing eye, and it's down on the earth, you know, the Total Information Awareness logo, that I thought was a goof. It was real. I'm going, are you kidding me? These guys are messed up in the head, you know, seriously. So it says, while you were out, Agent 4409 stopped by on behalf of. Now, 4409 is Shelton, you know, does a lot of videos, and we just use him, you know, because it's cool, you know, and they know who he is, and they, you know, they're afraid. And then it says, while you were out, The agent of 4409 stopped by on behalf of, and then we have a bunch of check boxes list. CIA, FBI, NSA, INS, ATF, SSA, DEA, IRS, FAA, SEC, FDIC, other, or Department of Homeland Security, Transportation Security Administration, Office of Total Information Awareness, your local police department, and, you know, whatever we put on there. Well, we check Office of Total Information Awareness because that was the logo. So you got this red check, and it looks like a red felt tip, but it was a red ink we went through twice on the press, two-color. Because you were out, we decided to, and it has a bunch of other checkoffs. Ask your neighbor's children, spouse, you check which one, about you. Inspect your garden, garage, car, pet yard, and you check one. Let ourselves into your residence or business. Check your mail, email, diary, Rolex, daily planner. Check your waste, garbage, recyclables, sewage, smoking, for sewage, birth control, legal drugs, DNA sample collection, or we placed a wiretap on your telephone, installed video, audio surveillance equipment, conducted an inventory of all RFID tagged merchandise, inspected your computer, book, spice rack, refrigerator, and then another box this is the ones that we would check. We would check, you know, we checked your garbage or recyclables, all right, because it was on their garbage can. And then at the bottom, there was another checkoff. It says, we're sorry, this information is privileged. Divulging any information of this search is a violation in accordance with the Patriot Act and is punishable up to 10 years in federal prison, which is true. When they do this kind of stuff, like they, you know, go to the librarians and want to get somebody's checked out, whatever, if you even said anything, 10 years for saying that you were searched. I mean, how is this not Nazi Germany crap? You know, that they do this kind of stuff. Anyway, so here's our, you know, what they call it, the White Rose Society, and we're not in jail yet. Okay. As a result of our visit, and then you have like 4 more checkoffs here, it says, you should feel safer knowing that your government is doing all it can to protect you. Next checkbox, you are considered a person of interest and may be subject to monitoring, media harassment, etc. Next checkbox, you are under arrest and are advised to turn yourself in immediately to local law enforcement authorities. I'll get nervous by the time they get into this. Then the one that's checked, it says, you are wanted for questioning. Please call, and we leave 2 phone numbers to arrange a convenient time to be interviewed. Again, we are sorry that we missed you, but rest assured, we know where you live. And then it has some websites, you know, aztiphotline.info. Okay, now that's the website. aztiphotline.info. Whenever we want, let's go in and update. Now, last target that we had was Tempe, Arizona. And we did that just when we did the QR code thing. So it was this summer. And it was August. It was August. So what we do is we said, you know, we're going to go ahead and, you know, have some fun with this. And somebody took these and put them all around the Super Bowl. And the media and the police and everybody got involved. Oh, when we come back, I'll tell you that story. And today, we're going to have Ross Edwards on, talk about Don't Tread on Me, and his karaoke song he made up, ouch, and we'll play that. And we have Mike Murphy from What in the World Are They Spraying? And I tell you, you know, that's going to be interesting, too. We'll be right back.
If you want to move to the free state and you're looking for some real estate, well, I know a guy who's really great. It's the Porcupine Realtor. Do you want a home with 20 acres, a lakeside cabin, any takers for renters, buyers, and sellers too? Mark Warden is the guy for you. PorcupineRealtor.com.
Do you want to take back control of your own money? Then take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the world's first decentralized, anonymous internet currency, and it's gaining popularity every day. It's free to use, free to accept, and free from inflation forever. You can use Bitcoins anywhere in the world. To learn more, visit weusecoins.org. Your dollars are going down. Learn more about Bitcoins at weusecoins.org. That's weusecoins.org.
On DVD for a limited time.
Chase lives here. He moved back here with my son.
You're a predator,
yet?
Yeardley is a bold, independent film about the struggles of a middle-class father as he fights to win back his family after being fired for sexual harassment. Reviewers call Yeardley superb, amazing, and one of the most honest looks at today's modern man and marriage to hit the silver screen.
I'm guilty of cheating on my wife.
Winner of Best Feature at the Malibu International Film Festival and other festival awards including Best Actor and the Platinum Reel Award. Yeardley's set against the backdrop of the difficult job market and follows a flawed man who makes one bad decision after another as he faces the intrusive scrutiny of the courts.
Why didn't you tell me about it? Your kid and your wife.
Go to YeardleyMovie.com. That's Yeardley movie.com to own the DVD now before they're gone.
You have no idea what it's like.
You cheated on me.
Click the Amazon link on YeardleyMovie.com, and a portion of the sale goes to support Free Talk Live. That's YeardleyMovie.com.
Are you firing me, Riley?
Do you want to support good people who disobey bad laws? The Civil Disobedience Evolution Fund was created to support the brave men and women who are saying no to aggressive government. With your contribution, you can support civil disobedience and non-cooperation now while encouraging more in the future. As cdevolution.org grows, we hope to provide activists with legal and public relations assistance as well as delivering timely information on the growing civil disobedience movement. To play your part in the peaceful evolution, visit cdevolution.org. It's cdevolution.org.
Now that you've found the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM, you may want to help expose others to our great programs. To assist you in doing so, you'll find resources at promote.lrn.fm, including details on how to get a free bumper sticker, quarter-page flyers you can print out and distribute, banners for your website, as well as files that will allow you to make your own custom banners and graphics. Visit promote.lrn.fm and help bring new listeners to the Liberty Radio Network. That's promote.lrn.fm.
If you're looking for work, you know what I mean by elevator speech. It's the short version, saying just enough to make the listener want to listen more. Even if you're not a job seeker, effective communication skills have never been more important, with money and attention so scarce now. So to cut through the clutter, choose every single word as though it was the last word the person you're speaking to will hear. Otherwise, it might be. Instead of saying, due to the fact that, say, because, and avoid mispronunciations. Say jewelry, not jewelry, which could offend. Undoubtedly, you don't want to say undoubtedly. And whatever you do, never use a preposition to end a sentence with. Just kidding. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Listen to LRN.FM on any phone, anytime. 760-569-7753. That's 760-569-7753.
It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock. To be a part of the show, call 602-264-2800.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, finish the story here and how we did this. On this trash can flyer that we did, it's, because they have these big orange things they put on your trash can. You didn't recycle right, or we're going to, tell on you and we're something, So when you go out to get your trash, this is why we did this. Several reasons, and this is a lot of the benefits. I had seen kind of this idea on the internet before, just a checkbox kind of, it was just a goof on whatever, but I go, this is a good idea. We can do that. And it was probably years later that before we actually did anything. But we printed these up, and we put them on the orange, and to put them on the trash cans, because that's where the city and a lot of these different agencies, they'll come up and they'll, we rule you and sticker and you've been bad because of something. So we're going, all right, they want to play, let's play. And this is right when they were starting to do this, the UPS guy and the gas guy and everybody's, they wear turbans. So they should get a visit from the man kind of crap. So we're going, okay, well, we're going to play on this. What we did, where it says, I got to put on my glasses. It says, you are wanted for questioning, or your person of interest, or whatever we put on there, depending on the version. We would put a phone number. Now, of course, we had the websites, too, wherever we wanted them to go. And we'd be serious. You go to the website and it says, oh, we're here to protect you and we're keeping knowing what for. And then during the copy of it, whatever was appropriate, we would hyperlink a phrase or a word to an actual story, either on FreedomsPhoenix or on the net or, USA Today, New York Times, whatever it was, some television station. And each one of those, we're doing this surveillance for your protection or something like that. And it would be an actual story of actually them doing it, okay? So what, it was an informational, it was free speech kind of political spoofing thing, but it was real, and it was scary. Anybody go through this, they start clicking, they're like, they're actually, you sons of bitches, and they thank you for telling us with this flyer. But this is what happened. It's the week of the Super Bowl. All of a sudden, we had done these. We didn't plan on doing them for the Super Bowl. We had them for another project. We were going to do them later. And the only reason we do this is you put out a few thousand or something. You get a few thousand people, up in uproar, or you could do an entire community. I mean, here in Phoenix, millions of people. You just kind of get the buzz in certain areas, or you target, individuals, and groups, high concentration of, we rule you people, or whatever the heck. I mean, there's all kinds of creative things you can do it. But I tell you, a couple of things that really does. If you got an unruly neighbor, loud music at night, the drug dealing or whatever's going on, you put these in the neighborhood or you put them on their trash can, all of a sudden things get quiet. They're like, you know what? I'd be flying right now, because it's a scary flyer if you don't really understand what's going on. Or at least get you thinking anyway. We had these sitting there at the workshop. There was probably, I would bet you 5,000, 10,000 of them or something just kind of sitting there. Well, we had many people, hundreds of people going in and out all the time. Well, somebody grabbed a stack of them. I don't even know how many they got. I don't know, 100, 200 or something, or 50. It wasn't very many. They grabbed a stack of them. They lived in Glendale, I guess, and they went around where the football stadium was, and they put them on the trash cans in Glendale. Well, I mean, dang. Let me tell you what happened. Now, when we registered aztiphotline.info, I made the conscious decision of putting it private, okay? Now, I know law enforcement, they're going to get Ernie. I mean, I didn't try to hide who did it. But, what I did is I didn't want it to just be obvious. People go up, it's Ernie. I wanted to know it was law enforcement that did it, okay? I wanted somebody, they had to, they had a little higher clearance, make the effort. So I'm going, and GoDaddy is here. It's out of Scottsdale or something. So, I knew this wasn't going to be a big, giant stretch for them, but it was going to be law enforcement. So I didn't know that they had done this. They put them on the trash cans, and you always hit that one guy, because it's always the Fox News guy. It's always the conservative, if you got nothing to hide, then what you feared of, that kind of guy, right? So all of a sudden, he gets on his trash can, he pulls this up, looking at, man, he didn't like it. Heck no. So it's one of those types, somebody, I don't know who, but you can just imagine. So they called the Glendale Police Department and got this flyer, oh my God, who would, I want them strung up. I mean, they went at it. So the Glendale Police Department do some checking. It's Ernie. And they always, oh, here's Sean, okay? Now everybody takes a break. Okay, no, wait. Don't get up, just well, it's Ernie. Now just chill, and let's discuss how we're going to deal with this, because they know it always backfires. There's always step, they're so predictable in how they react. So there's step 2, 3, 4, 5. We go so many deep. They once they start this thing, especially in Super Bowl week, I mean, it wasn't a good idea. So they reacted appropriately, I think. Now, this is the kicker. This is why it's always a big deal. The number that we put on here, it says, you are wanted for questioning. Please call for an interview. The phone numbers that we put on there is the assignment desk of the newsroom of the local newspapers or the radio talk stations and the television stations and the newsroom. And a lot of times we'll print these up like, 2 to 4 up, depending on how we do it and the sizes, so that as we're printing them, we'll have 3, 4, 5, different media outlets. So we'll do, let's say we do 4 up, Well, we'll always have the newspapers or one of different newspaper on each one of these flyers, and we'll have, a television station on this one and a newspaper and a radio on this one and a different station and a radio on a different station. So everybody gets called. You have hundreds of people calling the number. What the heck? And it's the newsrooms. They can't not do a story every single time. That's why we don't use it that much. Last time we did it was right after the 2010 election. 2010 election, it's Tuesday, they're up late, they're there early, they get a couple hours sleep, they come in on Wednesday morning, and boom, that's when we did this in Fountain Hills for an activist thing that we were doing there. The phone number that we put on there was the local newspaper out there and the Clear Channel KFYI radio station newsroom here. They called me. They know who I am. They said, Ernie, stop. You're killing us. I mean, we get hundreds. All we're getting is phone calls from these guys. And we were up all night. We're tired. We're trying to do our job. You're killing us. And I go, hey, as you cover this kind of stuff, I wouldn't have to do this. No, next time, let us know. Pinky swear. We'll do it, man. We'll do it. Right. I'll think about it. So what happened was, it was a big woohoo, and they were taking away the people's ability to contract for having their own trash taken away, and they wanted to consolidate it under a municipal thing and do away with these companies, which was working fine, and people liked it. But when they did that, the point that we were making was that when you do that, the all-seeing eye is now looking at your trash. Fountain Hills will have eyes. The hills will have eyes. Because what they were doing is when you turn your trash over to municipality, now they can search your trash. Are you recycling right and fine you and all this other stuff. And people were pissed. So that was the point that we were making, made a big deal. And it's still going on. They have recall elections and stuff. It's still going on and everything. I mean, they PO'd the wrong people. So we did this because a friend of mine that lives there, he says, we got like amongst us, we got $1,000. What can we get done for $1,000? For $1,000, I can get you hundreds of people standing room only in there. Everybody's going to know what for. And that's what we did. It had such an impact, just this one little community, that it just, the media is like, please make it stop. Okay, we'll cover it. Yes, you will. So what happened in the Super Bowl is the people were calling and causing such a ruckus. The police department went and checked on it, got it, and this is what happened. The headlines for a couple of days, pay no attention to the orange flyer, Glendale police say. It's just some hooligans out there, some activists just trying to cause some ruckus right before the Super Bowl. Pay no attention. So people paid attention. You want to do this? I got the PDF of FreedomsPhoenix. We'll see if we can find it and put up the master on this, because I know it's up there, and you can do it yourself. It's very easy and very effective, and we got Super Bowl coming again. We know you're out there. We can feel you now. We know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. We don't know the future. We aren't here to tell you how this is going to end. We're here to tell you how it's going to begin. We're going back to editing the next edition of Freedom's Phoenix digital magazine now, where we are telling the people what you don't want them to know. We're showing them a world without you, a world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries, a world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice we leave to you. Subscribe at freedomsphoenixeasy.com. That's freedoms with an S, phoenixeasing.com.
This is novelist Tom Robbins. When my mother was diagnosed with glaucoma, her conservative Virginia physician told her there was only one treatment that might ease her pain and save her eyesight. That treatment was medical marijuana, which he could not prescribe. I offered to get her some and teach her how to use it effectively, but my father objected because marijuana was against the law. So my mother, who loved to read and walk in nature, was condemned to grow cruelly, unnecessarily blind. Tragedies like this happen all the time, but they don't have to keep happening. To learn more about medical marijuana, call the Marijuana Policy Project at 1-877-JOIN-MPP or visit them on the web at mpp.org.
When I signed up for the Free State Project, I was excited by the prospect of moving somewhere with other people that had liberty as a goal. When I got here to New Hampshire, I was stunned by the great weather and the natural beauty. The Free State Project is helping to move liberty forward. Want to be involved? Call 888-377-2515 now to learn more about the Free State Project. That's 888-377-2515 or visit freestateproject.org. That's freestateproject.org.
Instead of just listening, you can also watch. See the Liberty Radio Network's key New Hampshire-based live shows via our studio cam at cam.lrn.fm. Plus, you'll still be able to listen to the Liberty Radio Network via the cam feed in high quality 24/7, even when there's no live show being produced in our Keene studio. But wait, there's more. Our chat room is built into the cam page so you can interact with other listeners online. Listen, watch, and chat. All free at cam.lrn.fm. That's cam.lrn.fm.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Badavi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
You can interact with other LRN listeners on our message board at forum.lrn.fm. That's forum.lrn.fm.
Freedom is the answer. What's the question?
I want to break free.
You're listening to Ernest Hancock.
I want to break free. I want to.
Yeah, let's break free. Break free. How do you do that? You know, being the butt head galore over here. Now, what they did when we did the flyer, I'm looking for it, looking it up. I got it in. Anyway, I know where it is. I just couldn't finish it in time to get. But if you go to today's archive, I'll have it in by the next segment. But if you go to today's archive for the show on freedomsphoenix.com, today's archive, you go in there, and Donna has up the video about it that 4409 did, and it kind of shows you the flyer and some of the articles that was done. We used to have this article up on the door at the workshop. You just did a video of it, and you kind of get the idea. And you can pause it and read it and whatever, and you can see what happened. Now, what we did, the officers, you know, they saw who it was. They go, we know who. We don't want to touch this. Just let it go, man. There's no win in this one. You know, there was nothing. I don't know what they could do, but you know, you get away with these things once, twice, 3 times, whatever. If it becomes an irritant, a pain in their butt, all of a sudden, since then, I'm glad that we have this on record that say, hey, you know, it's no big deal, you know, whatever. But I know what's going to happen. They're going to come out and say, hey, you use this logo, you did this, you did that, Guantanamo. You're, you know, domestic terrorist, you're non-combatant kind of whatever, supporting people with turbans, and you're going to jail. Now, this is sooner or later. If you're not at least a little bit uncomfortable with what you're doing, that isn't radical enough. Take the most extreme position you can, you'll be claiming territory you won't have to compete for later, mostly with your allies. The L. Neil Smith thing. And the louder that they scream, you know, the more harm you're doing them. You know, so you just, you know, and those that help them scream and cheerlead for them, well, they're bad guys too. I mean, these are all the kind of sayings that we, you know, it's easy for us to see if we're on target or not. And if you're taking the flak, you know you're over the target. I mean, that brings up another thing. We just found out about this weekend, so I don't know if we're going to have enough time to do it. But We could if we push this, but I tell you, I'll give you a little behind the scenes. A few of you here, you can see what's going on. I don't even know what the laws are, and I don't care. Because it's always good to know what your risk is. You need to know, okay, is it death for doing this one little thing? I walked off the sidewalk and all of a sudden, you get arrested. A lot of people don't know this. You're at these different protests. They're waiting for somebody to step off the sidewalk onto the road so they can, beat the crap out of you. I mean, this has happened. So this one gentleman that was helping on another project, that's a friend of a friend doing some kind of whatever around here, and he's like interested in going, now, what is it you guys do? And we're talking, and he goes, I got a problem with the federal government too. I like to do aerial photography. I, can, get pictures and sell them and, whatever, and it's all good. So I'm going, okay, and I thought he was a pilot at first. Come to find out, he flies remote control airplanes, and what he can do is, it's like a drone thing. He can take pictures and have them wirelessly transmitted to the ground station. He can see if he got the picture that he wants. He does video and pictures, and just okay, that one, done, and he lands, done. So I'm going, oh, that's cool, because I know guys have done this, the border ranger guys, out there privately patrolling the border, and they can see the illegal immigrants, and they call in, they're over there, and the government doesn't care. So what they do is he's thinking about this as a business, and the problem that he's having is when you're flying around, there's something to do with the Wi-Fi from a plane or some, FCC thing. Some government agencies tell him what he can or can't do. Well, then he can take the GoPro, helmet high-definition cam. My son has one when he goes motorcycle riding, and, it's kind of cool. It's cool, and you can see it on, the Internet. We put stuff up before them, surfing and whatever, wearing these video cameras, these high defs. And they're small. They're not, super expensive or anything, but they're high quality. So he's thinking, yeah, I'd like to do that. And you go, like, I can fly the plane, and you can, kind of move around and fly the camera and take pictures and do it, and you can see it. And I'm going, that is freaking cool, because you knew that sooner or later that's coming anyway. Heck, you can do it with your iPhone and, these little DR drones or something I saw at the Consumer Electronics Show a couple of years ago, and now they're, popular. But this is the kicker. I'm going, yeah, wouldn't it be cool if you fly over, say, I don't know, the state convention and GOP, or maybe during the presidential debate here in Mesa? And what's the plane he has? 12-foot wing. It's like 11.5 something. It's almost 12-foot wingspan B-2 bomber. B-2 bomber. Ducted fans, the whole thing. It's electric. It's just big because I don't know. I guess electric powered motors are getting better. So it's inside. Doesn't have propeller. I mean, it's a ducted fans inside. Big flying wing B-2 bomber taking pictures going over presidential debate. You think I'm going to get visited by the Secret Service on this one? You see my point? Are you a little uncomfortable? So we're checking on the laws and this, because I think the way the laws are, you can go up to such a fee, it's a remote control airplane. So we're just going, wow, what is the deal on this? Imagine, while everybody's covering, doing all their little Fox News MetLife blimp thing, we got some activists out there taking live pictures, boom, 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 post them on the Internet. Oh, there ought to be a law. See my point? So maybe we do it the day before, get some pictures and so on. But even then, even though it would be perfectly legal, the fact that activists can do this with a B-2 bomber, no less, they just can't handle that. They can't. And we were talking about this weekend, and I said, let me show you something. A lot of these people, they don't know. It was 94 something. Anyway, you just look, Cessna White House lawn. There was a guy, he just flew this Cessna, banks it around the Washington Monument, came in, flew, crashed in right underneath the Clinton. Yeah, it was during the Clinton administration. I think it was 94 or 6, something around there. And he crashed this small plane into the White House, right under the lot, boom, done. I don't remember what happened to him, if he even survived or not, but, bam, lands this Cessna right on the White House lawn, crashed it, whatever. Now, of course, the president, they weren't even staying there. They were across the street while they were renovating, staying at the Blair House, yeah, whatever. So here they landed. There's nothing you can do about stuff like that. Then we find out in 74, I think it was, there was an Army helicopter that was stolen, and they landed it on the White House lawn. Just some activist, PO'd veteran or something like that, landed, boom, right on the White House lawn. I'm like, okay. So this is what they're, it's not, security so much, as the perception of it. As local radio talk show host and so on here, during the presidential election cycle in 2004, our station was there, and a gaggle of, reporters and everything covering when all the Democrats came. And you got Al Sharpton and, General what's-his-name and all the, the different people. It's a joke. To think that you can run for office and be, ask Gabby Giffords, the congressman in Tucson. A guy just comes up and unloads his Glock. Well, she just announced that she's going to resign and she's not going to seek office again and so on, and she's struggling with her recovery. But I'm just like, these people, you can't protect. What you really need to do is to allow people to be free and left alone. Let them fly the remote control airplanes and do whatever. Who cares? Because the thing is that you're not going to be able to stop anybody intent on doing somebody harm anyway. Stop giving them reasons to do you harm. Did you ever think of that? Did that even cross your mind? So there's always a creative way of getting the word out. There's always a creative way of, expressing yourself. And the more creative you are, the less violent you are, the more peaceful you are, the more fun you have, the more they hate it. And this is what I fear. There's so many opportunities, and it's getting really bad. In the next hour, we have Ross Edwards coming on. He's doing something very creative. This is probably, it was a year ago that we started announcing this. It was January of 11. And it started in December of 10 when we started this silver thing. And I remember saying it because I'd seen somebody had sent this back to me, and I was watching the video of the show, and it went like this. I go, they take Ernie out? This was why. From all this other stuff that we do, doinking the man, doink, 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 getting national press whenever we wanted to, and we're judicious about it, when and how and so on. But you want to know why, JFK was taken out, Ernie was taken out, these guys taken out. It's always when you go after the Fed. And we don't have to audit them or get rid of them or end them. Just ignore them. And the guys are, the big secret we've been building up to. Oh, I'm going to tell you all about it. Ross Edwards will be on. Oh yeah. And he sang a song. And you have to listen to it. Yes, you do. In the next segment. You stay right there.
What if the key to achieving liberty in your lifetime was to move together with others who think like you? Liberty activists are joining the Free State Project, which is over halfway to its goal of 20,000 participants. And they're already making the move to New Hampshire. The successes are piling up and are proving the Free State Project is a real movement and no longer just a great idea. When you're planning your move, consider Keene. Keene is famous for its civil disobedience and non-cooperation, and there's plenty of political opportunity as well. From demonstrations and vigils to outreach and volunteering, there's a lot going on in Keene. Keene is also the undisputed liberty media capital of the world, with television, talk radio, and more, all originating here. Though it's more than just activism, with regular social events each week. See what's happening at freekeene.com and get connected with video, audio, free books, a forum, and activist tools you can download and use in your area at freekeene.com. That's freekeene.com.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
How many lawyers does it take to change a light bulb? None. They'd rather keep their clients in the dark. There are too many lawyer jokes to count. However, there are some lawyers with more noble intentions. At the Institute for Justice, we bring the light to our clients. We are a non-profit, public interest law firm with clear values and principles. At IJ, we fight for those whose most basic rights are denied by the government. Visit our website today at ij.org.
More Declare Your Independence is coming up next, live after the news, here on the Liberty Radio Network, LRN.FM.
Reporting from Keene, New Hampshire's liberty activism destination, I'm Ian Freeman, and this is Radio Free Keene News. Our top story this week is the strong primary election results for Ron Paul in New Hampshire. Ron Paul came in second place in both the Republican and Democrat primaries, with approximately 23% of the vote in the Republican and thousands of write-ins in the Democrat. Compared to his campaign in 2008, he nearly tripled his percentage, up from just under 8% in that election. The dramatic increase in success can be traced to a variety of factors, including the greater prevalence of social media like Facebook in our lives, to the down economy and realization that Ron was right with his predictions. However, another important factor are the hundreds of liberty-loving activists that have moved to New Hampshire as part of the Free State Project. Most of the Free State Project participants were behind the Paul campaign in both organizing and supportive roles. His success is a testament to the effectiveness of a movement which has only just begun. Visit freestateproject.org to learn more. Up next, activists crash campaign events for Santorum and Huntsman.
Do you feel like there's nothing you can do about the inexorable growth of government? I did too, before I heard about the Free State Project. The Free State Project is a project to get 20,000 liberty lovers to move to New Hampshire to have liberty in our lifetimes. Early movers for the FSP are getting elected, involved in their communities, and participating in civil disobedience. Call 888-377-2515 now to learn more about the Free State Project. 888-377-2515 or visit freestateproject.org.
With all the campaign activity in New Hampshire, it was an ideal time for the Shire Choir to hold some public performances. First up was the Santorum campaign stop at the Keene Public Library. Santorum is widely known as a drug warrior, so the Shire Choir's chronic carols were the perfect choice. You can download them yourself at tools